Hello and welcome to Tech Week in View, where each week we take the biggest stories from the tech world, digest them, spit them out and tell you what we think. Stay tuned. I have to admit, probably like you, I'm getting quite bored of hearing that the industry is in decline, the economy's gone to rubbish. Doom and gloom, the world end. Well, it seems the tech industry isn't necessarily in decline or experiencing the craziness that the rest of the world is. That's if Apple are to go by. I mean, how on earth have, in these interesting times, Apple managed to produce their best quarter to date? 3.79 million iPhones sold in the last 90 days. That's like 40,000 a day. I mean, how on earth are they managing to do this? iPods were up, admittedly only about 3%, and PCs were down about 3%, but they still made bucket loads of money. They still managed to shift loads of product, and they're about to sell 1 billion apps in the App Store. So, how are they doing it? Are they just, I think it's got to be that they are just allowing lots of people to get to the products very easily. They're expanding their market, and rather than just hoping that the PC will carry them, which clearly it hasn't, this whole new phone category for them has just suddenly opened up masses of possibilities, not only from actually buying the hardware but also all the apps as well. So good on you, Apple, for bucking the trend, actually showing that if you've got a good product then you can, well, do well regardless of the recession or the sort of economic climate that we're in. And I hate to say it, but I think probably more companies should take note. So while it's not new news, so to speak, this week we've come down to EA and we've managed to get hold of the Wii Active, which is a really cool game. Basically it's like a virtual trainer in a box. It allows you to, well, do exercise in your living room without having to pay gym fees or actually get outside and do some running. It's great. So what do we think of it? Well, it's, really good. It got us into a sweat in about 3 minutes, which, okay, we're not that energetic. We used to be, by the way. I used to be really fit, but not anymore. What's interesting, however, is talking to the head honcho of EA Sports, a guy called Peter Moore, is that there is a big plans for EA Active, or EA Sports Active as we were corrected before. Basically, they're going to come out with a number of expansion packs, and you'll get the ab pack, 8-minute abs, 9-minute abs, 7-minute abs maybe. There'll be sports packs, so you'll get football, baseball, all this sort of stuff, plus probably a whole range of accessories to help you get fit. It's certainly an interesting way to take the video games industry, which even the government says is going to make you fat and obese and die a lonely death. So, is it a good way to go? Well, I think it is. I mean, we were running around, we had fun, we were doing some inline skating. At the end of it, my legs were burning like hell because I was actually, unbeknownst to me, running around, jumping, etc. And if anything can get our kids exercising without having to be bothered to go outside, then that's probably got to be a good thing. So we all know the Pirate Bay story. 4 founders, 1 year prison time, massive fine to pay. Thought that was it. Okay, they're going to appeal. Nothing more exciting to talk about. Until that is this week, when it seems that all wasn't as it should be. In fact, the investigator, the lead investigator of the prosecution, turns out that he might, and this is all rumour and speculation at the moment, be actually employed by Warner Brothers, one of the people bringing the case to the court. And then if that wasn't enough, the judge, it seems, was a member of an organisation which was pro-copyright. Maybe a bit biased then. So what does this mean for us? It means that the court case is going to continue to roll on because, well, if I was someone that was sentenced to a year in jail and I found out the investigator was, well, maybe on the books of one of the prosecutors, and then the judge wasn't exactly, well, maybe biased or unbiased in my favour, I'd probably want a retrial. I'd probably want more than that. And it certainly opens up a lot of possibilities, and it means this story, well, it's just going to keep on rolling and rolling and probably rolling. And for that, it's worth a cracker or two. So this week, 3 announced that it was, well, going to allow you to make free calls. A mobile phone operator allowing you to make free calls. How does that work? Well, they've teamed up with Skype. Yes, they've already had Skype deals before, but this one's different. Why? Well, because for a small outlay, and we're talking a couple of quid outlay, they're going to let you make unlimited Skype calls as long as your breath can cope. So they've ditched the 30-day sort of validity of this thing. They've ditched the need to top up every month. All you have to do is buy the SIM and then away you go. Now, it's a really bold and crazy move, but then they have to be. Three are one of the smallest operators in the UK, and they're certainly no Vodafone or Orange. So being bold and crazy to try and grab market share is, well, it has to be in their blood. But it does start to get you thinking, doesn't it? I mean, if I get one and then my team gets one, that means we could all make free calls. It means my phone bills would come down completely. Maybe I should get the family on one, get the wife and the kids, and then we could all make free calls as well. The problem for three is if this is too successful, if everybody starts shifting over to their system to use Skype to Skype calling, then would I actually need to make a phone call on the 3 network? Well, that's it for this week's show. Hope you've enjoyed it. Why don't you tune in next time for a cornucopia of news, reviews, tips, tricks, opinions, and much more. I'm Stuart Miles. This is Megawatt TV. Thanks for watching.